Hello everyone, my name is CD and welcome to Mega Man 2, aka Rockman 2, The Mystery of Dr. Wily, released in 1988 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is the game that put Mega Man on the map. When you think of Mega Man, you think of this as being one of the most popular games in the series. To this day, it is considered one of the best games in the series and is responsible for us even having this series in the first place because we almost didn't even have it. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. For starters, we have two different difficulty settings. Difficult would be the equivalent to the original Japanese difficulty, and normal mode just makes the enemies less durable. But before we get started, we're gonna check out the password system because this game is the first to introduce a password system, as the original game didn't have one, meaning that you would have had to beat the game in one sitting. As you can see, obviously I didn't enter an actual password. But without further ado, let's get right into the game. So unlike the first game, which only has 6 robots that we had to fight, we now have 8 new robots invented by Dr. Wily: Bubbleman, Airman, Quickman, Woodman, Crashman, Flashman, Metalman, and Heatman. You can also see Dr. Wily's logo in the middle, which is not selectable, indicating that these are the robots he invented. And the first Wily number we're going after is Bubbleman, serial number DWN011. He is the world's first humanoid robot designed specifically for underwater use. However, due to a design error, he can only move by jumping. That's unfortunate. This is Korog, a member of the Underwater Robot Carnival. It creates petite Korogs inside its body and spits them out to attack. These platforms will fall almost immediately after you land on them. And when they fall fast, knocking you off the platform before you even jump off it. These enemies are called Tanishi, a robot made to explore the seafloor. It starts rampaging when the shell on its back is shot off. Also, its hitbox is way too low to the ground to actually shoot it. This enemy is called Shrink, a deep sea exploration robot. It will try to ram into any enemy it spots. This robot is called Anko. This robot was originally a mobile base created for deep sea exploration, but Dr. Wily immobilized it in order to cut costs. Its weak point is obvious. I also want to point out that I'm getting this information from the Legacy Collection. This is M445, which is a smaller modified version of CWU01P. Mega Man 2 introduces underwater physics, which enables us to jump very high in the water and float down very slowly, making it very easy to hit spikes, which is why there are so many here. But if I could be honest with you, Mega Man's water levels are actually pretty fun, and this is definitely an example of that. The good thing is you keep your normal running speed as well. It almost feels like it takes forever to beat the Zonko, especially with the Shrink in the way. But it only takes about 10 hits. One thing I will mention about the Korogs is after you destroy a Korog, you can actually drag a petite Korog along with you so that another Korog that spawns won't spawn any more out of his mouth. This is Claw, a robot that worked together with Korog at the Underwater Robot Carnival. Be careful not to bump into it when jumping. Obviously. Here I am just kind of trying to farm. Not going very well. So we're just gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep trucking. We're gonna thug it out. And we're gonna go fight Bubbleman. So here we are in the boss room. This is Bubbleman. His main weapon is the bubble lead, but he can also shoot buster shots. He also likes to swim forward to one part of the room and float back down, and he'll just do the same thing over and over again until you eventually defeat him. His weapons do more damage than any of your arm cannon shots, so it's important to be careful around the bubble lead, which is something I'm definitely not doing here, and I'm really cutting it close. I don't recommend necessarily fighting Bubble Man first, but that's just something that I wanted to do. That's the route that I chose to take. Most people start with Metal Man. They might start with Air Man. I decided to choose Bubble Man, which is pretty unorthodox. But as we'll see later on, I think it will work out pretty well. This is our weapon screen. Get equipped with Bubble Lead. After defeating a robot, we are granted a password. So with that, we're gonna head to the stage select and fight another robot. The next robot on our list is going to be Heat Man. Serial number DWN015. He-Man is a robot based on Fireman. He is equipped with a compressed blaster that can reach 12,000 degrees. That's interesting. I think I forgot that He-Man is actually inspired by Fireman. We have two enemy types here. Flyboy, a robot modified from a toy that employs a press attack. And the Telly, which is a security robot made for households. It records intruders with its camera eye. As you can see, this place looks very hot. This is a Springer, a robot made from the destroyed scraps of a Crazy Razy from the previous game, but it's more so similar to the Gabriel. It becomes more troublesome upon taking damage. And here we have the appearing blocks. They operate the same in this game as they did in the previous. That being said, this level has a very infamous appearing block puzzle that we're going to be seeing very shortly after we get through this small area with these tellies. It can be very easy to get hit by them if you let them get close to you. So make sure you time your jumps with these blocks. And try not to get hit by tellies over bottomless pits, because you know how that's gonna go. If you notice, there were some demolishable walls back there, but I couldn't destroy them because I didn't have the weapon for that. But enough of that. Here comes the infamous appearing block puzzle that people are very afraid to actually do. There's an item that you can get later on that allows you to skip all of this if you wanted to. But since we don't have that yet, we're going to do it the actual way that the game wants us to do it, and we're going to get through this with absolutely no problem. Once you really get the pattern down, once you take out the time to learn it, which might take you a while depending on how you play it, it's really not that bad. This is the Sniper Armor, a giant mecha controlled by a Sniper Joe. It was originally created by Dr. Light for Mega Man to use. The Sniper Armor is essentially Mega Man 2's Big Eye, but at least it's not as devastating and durable. The Sniper Joes have also gotten nerfed to the point where they can't even jump anymore. He-Man is an exceptionally heat-proof robot that can control fire at will. That being said, Bubble Lead can do some pretty heavy damage to him, considering that Bubble Lead is made out of water and I just perished. But we're gonna run that back, and we're just gonna fight him once again. He-Man will throw a trio of fireballs in 3 different trajectories. The flames themselves will erupt upon hitting the ground. When you hit him, he ignites into flames and will try to tackle you. When he does that, get ready to jump. He-Man is a grounded enemy, so the bubble lead is perfect for getting him. The arm cannon does some pretty decent damage too. He's actually a pretty simple boss. One thing I failed to learn during this run is that those atomic fire shots that he shoots at the beginning of the fight are pretty tough to dodge. And somehow I could never figure out exactly how to dodge them. Oh, what's this? We got a message from Dr. Light. We have acquired item number 1. For some reason it says get your weapons ready. Not sure why. Get equipped with item 1. What does item 1 do exactly? Well, we're out of time, so we're not going to find out why until sometime later on in the playthrough. But not anytime soon. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in part 2. God bless.